আপনারা দেখছেন একুশে টেলিভিশন।
Denmark is the world's oldest monarchy. Today, Denmark has a queen, Margrethe II. As head of state, Her Majesty the Queen represents the nation abroad and is a symbol of national unity. The Danish royal family take part in events all year round in support of industry, culture and charity. And the Danes consider important events in the life of the royal family to be national celebrations. The royal family is a symbol of unity among all the peoples of the kingdom, including the people of the Faroe Islands and Greenland. The royal family projects majesty, but its members are also popular public figures. To Danes, they're almost part of the family, much like distant relatives. Members of the royal family have, on several occasions, been voted the nation's most popular citizens. And, along with the national flag, the royal family has, over time, proved the most enduring symbol of nationhood and what it means to be Danish. Members of the royal family are important ambassadors for Denmark and help forge international ties worldwide. The monarch represents the nation on state visits. And members of the royal family often take part in promotional activities for Danish industry and lend their royal patronage to a host of different charities.
Viewers, I'm Masud A. Welcome you to the program called Diplomat. In this program, we particularly talk about diplomacy, we talk about tourism, we talk about trade, and so many issues we talk about. Today, we have invited the Ambassador of Denmark. Hello, Excellency, how are you?
Hello, it's good to be here.
Very well, studio.
Thank you.
So, how are you?
I am very good, thank you.
Okay, so when have you come in Bangladesh?
I came here almost 3 years ago now, in the summer of 2010, bringing my family, my wife and 3 children.
Okay, so how do you feel here in the country?
I feel very, very good. I feel, first of all, overwhelmed by the hospitality of the Bangladeshi people. I was told about this before coming here, but still it surpassed my expectations. And I also feel that Bangladesh is a land of opportunities. And if you're a diplomat, you're looking for opportunities for your country. Where can we cooperate?
Absolutely.
What can we do together culturally, commercially, politically? And I find many opportunities with Bangladesh.
Thank you so much. So before Bangladesh, which other countries have you been?
Well, I came from Copenhagen at headquarters, at home in our foreign ministry. But prior postings have been, I was the deputy ambassador to Germany in Berlin. And I've been posted as first secretary to our embassy in Washington earlier. Then I had some short stays outside of Denmark in Luxembourg and in New York.
Excellent. Thank you so much. So one vital question is, trade is a huge thing, you know,
yes.
in terms of cooperation. So if you could tell us the trade cooperation between Bangladesh and Denmark.
Well, that's one of my favorite topics, so thanks for asking about that, because we see a very, very rapid increase here. And I'm happy to say in both directions. Bangladeshi goods are selling very well in Denmark, and Denmark likes to buy more goods every year in Bangladesh.
So which are the goods?
They are, well, it's changing also, but still what the main export for Bangladesh to Denmark is garments. We have an important fashion industry, so we buy a lot of goods here. But also foods, for instance, is a big item. Seafood is a big item. The other way, the classical big export item from Denmark is milk powder. You know the brand of Dano, which a lot of Bangladeshi children had when they were small. I usually say that a lot of Bangladeshis are really made in Denmark because they grew up with Dano. But it's changing a little bit now. That's still strong. But we see other things coming, which are things like pharmaceuticals, machinery. In the service sector also, some of our biggest companies are here in the service sector in shipping, for instance. Maersk Line, you've heard about.
Maersk Line, yes.
It's a Danish company transporting.
It's a Danish company,
That's
right?
a Danish company, yes. Transporting a lot of the garments out of Bangladesh. But one of the most exciting sectors, I think, is shipbuilding.
Shipbuilding.
We are buying ships in Bangladesh, and with great success. Just now, in a few days, a ferry boat, passenger ferry, made in Bangladesh will be arriving in Denmark and is due to be inaugurated, I believe, April 11. And this is interesting because this is a high-tech product.
Thank you so much. So with this, we have visited your embassy the other day.
Ah, yeah.
Let's take a look on the screen. Your beautiful embassy. Okay, hello Excellency, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Okay, I'm good. And when have you arrived in Bangladesh?
I arrived 2.5 years ago with my family in August of 2010.
Okay. Viewers, let's take a short break. Coming back soon. Thank you. Viewers, again welcoming you to the program called The Diplomats. Well, another issue is education. We call it education is the backbone of a nation.
Yes.
So if you could tell something, educational cooperation between...
We try to do a lot on education. I mean, everybody would agree that for the progress of any nation, education is important. Denmark is blessed with very, very strong universities, and we believe we're good in education from primary education to university level. Some of the best universities, and many Bangladeshi students are interested in going to Denmark.
Absolutely.
About that. But the other way around also, what really makes me happy in Bangladesh is to see how many new universities are
many universities you have
flourishing in Bangladesh, and some of them of high quality. It makes me happy to meet the graduates and see how strong they are, what they can do. So Denmark cooperates also with Dhaka University, with Asian University for Women down in Chittagong, with the American International University and so forth. We try also to do cooperation where we support, so the Danish Embassy here would support cooperation between a university and the private Danish sector and the Danish government. So we fund a little bit, and then we have Danish companies come here and train the students in specific skills, for instance, computer graphics, which are important, 3D animation, which is important because the Danish companies in Bangladesh need those skills and are looking for more people.
Excellent.
So we try to have this kind of cooperation.
Excellent, wonderful things. So another thing is skill development. So
Yes.
do you have any program on skill development?
We've been supporting earlier some of the important vocational development in Bangladesh, and have some programs also cooperating with, for instance, Save the Children and other important NGOs. Bangladeshi NGO would be, for instance, the USEP school, where vocational training is important. I think that's in Bangladesh a little bit of an overlooked area. Everybody talks about the universities, but I think vocational training is important.
Extremely important,
Yes.
we believe. So now the other issue, we know Denmark is a great development partner of Bangladesh.
Yes.
And you are doing huge development work in Bangladesh. So if you could tell us something, the development cooperation between Bangladesh and Denmark.
Development cooperation is important for us, and it's been a cornerstone in the cooperation between Denmark and Bangladesh for more than 40 years now. But things are changing a little bit. Right now we are in 3 sectors. We cooperate closely with Bangladesh in development in agriculture, in human rights and good governance, and in water and sanitation. And we have excellent programs here. Some staggering figures, for instance, the yearly goal is to provide clean drinking water to 1 million Bangladeshis. And in the farmers' field schools, cooperating with the Ministry for Agriculture,
Excellent.
we're talking about also over a period of 5 years, reaching out with farmers' field schools for 1 million Bangladeshis also. So it's big numbers, and they're successful programs. When we do the with the government of Bangladesh, we look at the results. The results are strong. Private sector development here also, and train people of Bangladesh to become good employees of a Danish company that's investing here.
So what is the item actually investment?
Many different things. IT has been a big thing for
IT,
that.
yes.
But all in all, we've done 100 of such projects, more than 100 projects where there's a joint venture between a Danish company and a Bangladeshi company, and with a little bit of funds from Denmark's Development Corporation. Many have been in IT sector, but they've also been in garments, they've been in shipbuilding, and other
shipbuilding is a huge sector in Bangladesh as well.
Yes, has become a big sector. Used to be a big sector. If we go back many years, Bangladesh was famous for building ships. Now, Bangladesh has a bright future as a shipbuilding nation.
And you have one, Danida is your...
Yes, Danida is the name.
Yeah.
Danida is the name of the development wing of Denmark. That's an organization, a government organization that does the development work. Sometimes people are a little confused. Is Danida the country or the organization? What is Denmark then? And they confuse things. But Danida is a government organization of Denmark.
Like USAID and
exactly like USAID is of the United States. Same thing.
Tourism is a huge sector.
Yes.
So how can you cooperate with each other?
Well, I think that goes 2 ways, doesn't it? We would like to see Bangladeshi tourists come to Denmark. When they go to Europe, it would be great if they stop by Denmark. We have a lot to offer. And then the other way, I think Danish tourists are missing a lot in Bangladesh. I like to tell a story about the things that can be seen here. The Shundabans are famous. Just sailing the rivers of Bangladesh is a wonderful experience.
Absolutely.
You cannot have that many places. But there are some hesitations. For instance, air traffic. We need direct air routes from Europe to Bangladesh. And it would be nice also to see international flights into Cox's Bazar would make it easier to visit the region.
Excellent. So with this, Ambassador, let's take a look on the screen about the tourism opportunities in Denmark. Excellent. Beautiful. well, we have seen beautiful tourism opportunities in Denmark. Let's talk about, we talk about culture, tourism, so many issues we talk about. And if you could tell a little bit more about the development cooperation, like you have many projects in Bangladesh.
We have many projects. What's important for us is also for Denmark, and this is not just in Bangladesh, but all over the world, is aid efficiency. That the money that we spend is being spent efficiently. We believe, for instance, in an absolute zero tolerance to corruption. We're very, very tough on that. But at the same time, we believe in working very closely with government. So that we work with government institutions, and based on the strategies